my gosh, this is the final part of the trilogy. Also, good news. Hi, Shilva! I actually bought the next game for the trilogy. But I will have a 1-week break in between so that we have something to palate cleanse or have a, because we have been going through this. Like, I looked at how many parts they were in the YouTube VODs because I did not separate it between each game for the trilogy, and it's been about 50 weeks for playing Phoenix Wright. So I thought maybe I could try to play one thing different for next week, and then we're gonna go straight into Apollo Justice the week after. Yippee! Oh, final part of a final episode. We will still take multiple. It might. I will be honest. I'm gonna try to do it as long as I can, but I'm not gonna put it on like a hard 2 hours for this stream. I'm going to see how far as I can go. I probably will only be able to make it to part 2 of the trial if I can really push it. This trial has 3 parts, so it's probably a 6-hour trial. Yeah, nah, I getcha. I love Star Sector, and after I complete a run, I give it a relaxer. Yeah, we could do a little relaxer in between. Yeah! Yeah. Alright, I hear something. I'm gonna be right back. Yippee! Alright. I think I'm ready. Do I have everything? Pretty sure I did. There we go! Hello! Hi! We are on the final trial for Phoenix Wright. And I made sure to have everything prepared. I feel like I'm still missing something, but I don't know what it is. And when I do figure it out, I will catch it. But so far, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. And I was thinking, man, setup was really fast. Well, maybe not as fast as I would like to. But yeah, I was having very bad allergies, and that was why stream is late. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stop sneezing. So yeah, I did a little bit of cleaning, and now I am here. So yes. And I was like thinking, oh yeah, there was a sale for Apollo Justice, and it was probably like the biggest sale I've ever seen for Apollo Justice, which was a 40% off like sale. So I'm like, welp, it's a sign. It's telling me to buy this. So let's go. February 10th, 9:39 a.m. District Lobby Court. Oh, Defendant Lobby number 1. Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself? Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya. I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be in the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby? I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Wait, what? Oh, there's Edgeworth. Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for prosecution. Wait, what? Wait, what? The prosecutor's squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Francesca von Karma, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Francesca isn't going to be the prosecutor today. Wait, is it got it? Hello, Jerry!
Are you winning, son?
I am doing good! I guess I'm winning. I just started. Hello, how are you? What? Then who is? Who else would it be but... Got it. Oh my gosh, my cat. She thinks I'm like a statue, so she's like seeing me just looking straight ahead at the computer screen, and she's like just putting her paw up, going up to my face, going, is she real? I want her to acknowledge my existence. I nearly forgot to greet you properly. The chippy chippy chappa chappa. Oh my gosh, Gear 105! I think you're going to break the last record for longest stream streak. Alright, I cannot reach my mouse. Got it? Francesca is engaged with some important work in the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean she's... Exactly. She's been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun assistance naturally. She's sniffing my face! Oh my goodness. Alright, she slobbered all over my hands. I think I have to wash them and probably bring some wipes with me, because she's actually like dead on trying to get attention. She was not like this before the stream. As soon as I show no attention to her, she's like, I want attention now. Meow. Alright, I'll be right back. I am so sorry. This is supposed to be a special moment. Cat is more important. Take care of Cat. Yes, I will take care of Cat. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. Oh my gosh, she's licking out my just washed hands. We estimate that the lack of the lock should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything can continue to go smoothly as we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Goddard intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I could already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto somebody else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner. Oh my gosh, he's calling it partner! Bestest buddy! You lucky one, my streak is reset weekly by any reason only Twitch knows. What? This just in, local streamer Mui has been taken to court. The charges that Mui is being tried for is not giving attention to Cat, not understanding Cat time, and only giving enough time to Cat time, even though the defendant is busy. How does the defense plead? What? Okay, yeah, my cat is... If only I had cat cam, you would see how needy she is right now. It's crazy. Like, I don't know if you've seen it in other people's streams whenever they do have their cam on, but their cat will constantly want to be in the center of attention and like constantly rubbing and stuff. And it's like, I never seen you like this outside of me streaming. You're usually like away, sleeping, or trying to chew on my cords. But other than that, you don't try to dive headfirst into my keyboard and in front of my camera and trying to cover my mouse. She's crazy. Thank you for the 7 stream streak, Dreary. How's it going? It's going good. I took a very good rest yesterday, so I know that I'm not gonna be sleepy today on the stream because I took a good rest. I rested all day yesterday. And yeah, like I chatted with nobody. I was just basically sleeping a lot of the time, and also like I guess like watching videos. It helps rejuvenate my energy. The cat knows you have our attention and wants to take it from you. Yeah, she does. She does. You still don't have the answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham. No, I mean Miss Misty Faye. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring the whole tragedy to an end. Yeah, nice! Yeah, what was I gonna say? Well, like, other projects I'm working in the background, they're going at a good pace. I have done some rigging off stream as well because I felt like I was going really slow. Well, it wasn't that I was going slow on stream, it was just like a lot of stuff couldn't be showed on stream when I was rigging because the file said I cannot stream it. So there was a time I forgot to turn it back on to be able to show what I was doing, and it did not show for the last 15 minutes of stream. I was like, no! I was so disappointed in myself. But, made some good progress. I actually finished the entire eye. So the eye actually moves now. The eyebrows move. I think the next part I'm going to do is the face X and Y. I was looking at videos of how people handle the face X and Y to see how I could tackle that. So I'm pretty excited for that. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. February 10th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 7. Looks back at my backlog of MMLs. Yeah, having a steady flow of projects is great. Oh no! Well, at least you're working on projects. Yeah, there's like some projects I wish I could just finish right now. So that, like, I don't know, I wish I was like faster at everything. Everything takes a lot of love and care to make it come out good rather than trying to push it out like quantity. Totally not procrastinating, no! Yeah, I know how the feeling. Sometimes it's better to work when you feel like working. I know like sometimes you have to push yourself when you don't even feel like working. And once you get over the hurdle, you kind of feel more motivated to work because you went over that hurdle that was like stopping you from working that day because you're like, oh, I hate this part, or I don't know how to do this and stuff. But once you fiddle and tinker around with it, then after that hurdle, it's like, oh, everything's so much easier. I know how to finish this and stuff, and it just goes smoother. But we'll lurk now. It is 6:48 p.m. for me. That means time for dinner. Thank you for the lurk. Have a good dinner. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. Your Honor? What are you... Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in the chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. They inherited the beard. My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. This is like a whole other trial. We have different defendant, different prosecutor, different judge. I have to do stuff to do later. Good night, we'll be watching VOD. See you, Ikja! Thank you for coming! It's impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Goddard. I understand exactly what you said, at least up until the end anyway. Well then, Mr. Goddard, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. Oh, finally, Mabi Nico exported his MML properly. This MML properly. It kept being like, oh, let me glitch out the end so the song ends up not recording right. No! Oh my gosh, that sounds even worse than art. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then, you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training in Hazakura Temple. Witness, is there something that you want to confess to? Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore. It's alright. What is it? Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in the terrible incident. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donan? No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it. What? Order in the court. Order. I was expecting I actually love you, Mr. Wright. That would be something, wouldn't it? I was like thinking she was gonna say something like, I actually... Oh, what is it? Like something to do with her sister. Like she knew him and stuff and she wanted to ask questions? I don't know. Something about her sister. That's what I thought it was, but it was actually something else. Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder? Yes, that's correct. What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in cold sweat. Huh. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? I got it. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Wait, what? Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Let me see, is it actually gone? Oh, it is gone. It is gone! We really crumpled it up! Oh, snap. Whose crime are you trying to cover up by your actions? Ooh. But she's not gonna say because that's why she's covering up. Iris was covering for someone? No, I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket. I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family. I'm sorry, but main family? Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique. Mystic Maya Fey. Maya did not kill anybody. Huh? She really is framing it, oh Maya. Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite. She's naming Maya? It wouldn't make sense for Maya to kill her own mother. Order! Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer? I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area trying to protect her. No, it was your sister that you saw. That's ridiculous! The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. So, did Maya not kill is the right question. She did not kill! Excuse me. She's lying. She's absolutely lying. She's protecting her sister that she saw. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. Marie's so mad she sneezed. I took medicine too to make sure I wouldn't sneeze, but I'm still sneezing. What exactly happened in the night of the crime? Yes, Your Honor. I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. The real murderer. I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. That would make sense! While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver the fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it. So it was in self-defense. Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so Maya couldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. So yeah, we got our hint here. So we have to push, saying the real person who went there was your sister, not you. I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver the fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried to desperately defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense, you can't blame her for it. Alright, so she's trying to defend her on that. But, let me check. Yeah, I can't really show that yet, but we know where the hole is. We just need to find out which one it has the hole. Alright, let's press everything. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple. Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed she didn't go? It was the inner temple training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would properly describe as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness? I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? Oh, no, she's not. I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder. There, we all understand how difficult it is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness on the temple garden? Well, Your Honor, I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. I'm surprised that Phoenix didn't defend himself saying we're not dating. He actually just stayed quiet. Did you notice that? He didn't say anything. He just had a ... exclamation point, but he didn't try to say we're not dating. Alright, is that true? Does he actually have feelings for Maya? That's kind of insane. He didn't deny it. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya, I mean Miss Faye. No way, Jose. Yes, it was truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse. What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such a shock. That's perfectly understandable, my dear. That doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that? No, it was so absurd he couldn't comprehend when she said that. He got flashbacks of Maya's horse. I mean, I could see that too, where he was like, what is it? The accusation or like the response that she gave was so absurd. He didn't have anything to say. Go like, you know that's not true. Well, Mystic Maya was still stumbling. Mystic Elise moved in to deliver the fatal strike. She moved in to deliver the fatal strike. Yes, I'm sure of that. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon. Wait a minute. What was this weapon? Oh, it stopped. That means this is important information. It was some kind of dagger. That was the fatal weapon that killed her. A dagger, huh? So that means she really was there to witness it. And Elise Stoneham tried to stab her with this weapon. To kill Miss Faye. Yes, exactly. Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? It sounds like Yugi boy. Wait a minute. Alright, do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? I do. There is one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony. Yes, sir. Hey, just a moment. That is my job to say that. Oh, listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Whoa. Okay, now, let's continue. She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe. Yeah, it does say that that was not the fatal blow. There it is. The autopsy report was a stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after. Oh, wait. No, her cause of death was not from... Wait a minute. From a stab in the back. What does this mean? So, she got stabbed in the back, so it probably was actually a dagger. But it says she also fell 10 feet after death. So that means when Iris is accusing herself to say that she put the sword in her, it's not true. Because how else? It says that the body fell. She probably doesn't realize that. Alright, let's ask about this. She threw her staff away. Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon. It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. Oh yeah, it wasn't a dagger. It was actually her staff. Her staff can turn into a blade. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when I take a week from playing the game. Yeah, she was able to open up her staff and reveal the blade underneath. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff. Yes, that's what I saw. Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd, all right. Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this. Maybe she did actually see it, but she didn't realize it was part of her staff. So yeah, there it is, the victim's staff. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of the events. Huh? Miss Stoneham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me. But all you could do with the staff is hit someone. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Melise Stoneham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands anyway. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? That was an impressive bit of investigation, Wright. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus ineffective in close-quarter combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, this type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. I have something in my eye. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Mr. Wright! I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony cannot be trusted. Because Miss Elise Stoneham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Yeah, because they're related. It would be this, right? I would have to look at the profiles. Yeah, this is the reason why, right? Yep, it's right. Miss Elise Stoneham would never have attacked Maya Fey. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Stoneham. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey? No, not Mystic Misty Fey. Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Karain channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Oh, are you serious? Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Stoneham actually the great Mystic Misty? There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one that she hasn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Ugh. Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seems natural enough. However, in light of the facts that we've just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Maya strike me as someone who could kill her family so still— No! She's not guilty! Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible, except for one little thing. Yes? And what is this one little impossible thing? Huh! You still don't get it. You think that maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Greg. Just get to the point! Could you get to your point? Yes, exactly! I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. Oh, it has blood on it. Is that the dagger that the witness testified to seeing? 8 cup of coffee, wow, yeah. I'm probably gonna have to have a drink of water real quick. Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Goddard does not have a stomach, he has a chemical tank. Such rookie numbers. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree in the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck on the backside of the pine tree. I investigated everything! When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning. Josiah has taken the first sip of my 13th cup of— How many cups have you had already? Did you say that it was your 8th a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get to the blood analyzed on such a short notice. In any case, the court will now accept this dagger as evidence. 13th? He takes 17 cups of coffee every session. I don't know how he's going to fit all 17 in... Like, I think he's going to drink way more than 17 by the end of this trial. Furthermore, I ordered that a blood test be performed on that immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Balith, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Dagger added to the court record. Now then, the testimony we just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. He does not have circulatory system. He has a coffee system. Yeah, it's coffee circulating in his veins. Circulatory system means blood and heart and all that. Yeah! Cute girls never lie. Ever. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to the court. About that, Your Honor? About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women. Yes, Your Honor. The battle. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly about being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back on the stone lantern. Oh, but she got stabbed from the back though. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. That was a very heartbreaking story. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but if it has been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance, perhaps they simply don't recognize each other anymore? That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Yeah, that was very obvious. When she put her back onto the lantern, that's impossible. With her back on the lantern, it should be right. Let me save real quick. Because we are... If I make a mistake, I will just, like, go back to my old save. Alright, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it's this. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Load back the save. Alright, so it's not that. So we probably have to press everything then. Why is the music suddenly quieter? It's not just me, right? That noticed the music got quieter. Yeah, the sound effect sounds much louder, but the music sounds quieter. Alright. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this? What do you mean? Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might have not continued their battle. I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching them the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so... Oh, now the music's back to normal. I think that's why they didn't see me. So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Maya Fey do after she was struck? But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. What happened to the victim's staff then? I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. Wait a minute, let me see if I can... Because the music got really loud on my end, so I'm just gonna lower it just a little bit. Yeah, it should be fine on your end. The area was really dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated. That makes sense. That'll explain the need for the dagger. Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike. I'm gonna raise the volume again. But Mystic Maya dodged at the very last second. She doesn't have that good reaction skill. The dagger stuck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up. Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her? Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back on the stone lantern. Yeah, isn't that wrong? So you're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim? Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger. I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point, it's just silly. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You're the one who started it! Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next? He is like me. No caffeine in blood, but blood and caffeine. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw? Yes, I'm almost certain. Almost? The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who. What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely. We know that Maya Fey was in the inner temple that night. And that woman that was killed was Elise Donham. Isn't that fairly obvious who attacked who? Ugh. I don't have anything to counter with yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. The two of them faced each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground. She was stabbed in the stomach, huh? Yes. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she clapped. So it would be here. Let me save real quick. Alright, this time it should be right? About this thing, it has to be this. Yeah, it is! I got it! Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. But what do you mean? What's so wrong with my testimony? According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. That proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears that another seed of doubt was sprouted from your testimony. No! This seems pretty easy so far. It's not very difficult at the moment like the other trials. What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Huh. It's simple. People are like books. We've got have got a front and back. You get my drift? That doesn't mean anything. Is that all you have to say? I could also say that darkness loves to play with human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims that the victim was stabbed in the stomach? There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just... If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what the witness actually said? Prosecutor got it! Explain yourself! The witness is quite unambiguous of their own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light. By the way, did you know? Hazakura has a rule on the nights of an acolyte is in the inner temple of training. The stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. But then how did Iris know it was Elise and Maya? Excuse me. Most enlightening. What number cup is this? Yes, that illuminating fact was chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in that night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No! Yeah, but wasn't there a fire? Order! 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 Hey, Your Honor, let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it'll rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Stone lantern added to the court record. A lantern from the inner garden temple was not lit on the night of the crime. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was the flame too hot? This lantern? There's something written on it. Oh, he sees Maya written on it. Why? It's written in blood. Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood? It says Maya upside down. What the? Oh, yes. That is right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya. Hello, Serif! My Twitch is not so good. Oh no! What is it? Is there lag? Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. It certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? Oh my gosh, you got VIP, Blake! Congrats! Let me give you VIP right now. You did it! You're in trouble now. What do you mean I'm gonna be in trouble? Hello? I'm talking about a message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Wait, what? Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Really? He can't? Why? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Hello, Blake. Guess you can't escape from Mui no matter what. Oh, Twitch says stream is muted? But it shows that it's on. You can unmute stream, I guess. Wait, let me see. Can you unmute stream? Alright, I'm just asking the question there because I know that Twitch likes to automatically mute when you join a stream, which that has happened to me every time I visit a stream. It's always muted. I always have to unmute it myself. Sometimes you could accidentally mute it if you press M. It automatically mutes the stream without you noticing. So yeah. Yeah, Twitch can be a little silly sometimes. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. I'm not seeing anything about mute. Okay, so you can hear me fine. And it's not muted for you. That's good. That is good. It's on my end now. But like, what can you... what? You skipped Mui. I can hear you. Okay, that's good. Twitch being weird. Yeah, it can be silly. Yeah. We now know the crime scene was dark. And then the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. I always have the volume settings from the last stream when I have opened. Oh, excuse me. I always have the volume settings from the last stream I had open. I see. And I can't do anything with the volume slider. It's stuck at 0%, but I can hear Mui, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, phew! And that the victim scrawled a message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Got It? Anything further? But Mr. Got It? Okay then. Let's move on. Got It is literally shaking and somehow I don't think it's from the caffeine overdose. I believe it's now been established that Miss Stoneham was killed by Maya Feng. That's just wrong! Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Yes, sir. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears. Thank you. Oh my gosh, the 80 stream streak, Seraph. Thank you so much. Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple. I used the Shichi Shito to alter the way the wound looked. Girl is actually just claiming to be an accomplice for a crime that she did not do. So you moved the body? Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even though I never imagined that Elise Stoneham was actually Misty Fae, I've committed a terrible sin. A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but you were spotted by the head nun, correct? Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back. Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Sister Iris's cover-up. I'm going to grab something real quick because I thought I would not feel sleepy this stream, and I feel like it might be just lack of oxygen and stuff. I am stuffy, so it's like really hard for me to breathe. And yeah, it could be that. So let me go grab something to wake myself up a little bit and hopefully be able to breathe a little bit better too. So I will BRB. It will probably take me a minute or two, so it'll be really, really fast. Wait, I think I have okay. Just have to take off the BRB and I am back! Yes! I brought something to wake myself up, and it was true. It was the lack of oxygen in the room that was causing me to feel lightheaded. As soon as I left the room, I was like, I can think now! After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the crane. Okay, so we just have to poke at these. So you waited until everything was over to before making a move? No, it's not like that. She saw someone murdered right before her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. So your brain started braining again. It did! As soon as I left the room, suddenly my brain function started working again. Poke at everything until something stupid falls off. Yeah, exactly! That's how a Phoenix Wright works! Isn't it your job as a judge to meditate the argument? It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it was finally dawned on her that what she had done. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. Oh wait, let me go here. So then, you knew. You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey. Yes, of course I did. That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. That's strange. She must have got a letter. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. Why did you do that? Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought it was the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene. You moved her body all by yourself? Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow. Do you think who she saw was actually Pearl, who turned into Delilah? Or Dahlia, sorry? I think who she assumed to be Mystic Maya was probably Pearl as Dahlia. Yeah. Because her physique would look bigger. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because they keep the same hairstyle, it's just their face changes. Their face and body changes. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow. The snow, huh? I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age. It's like what they say, idiots are too stupid to even catch a simple cold. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body in Eagle River? That is true! It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. I thought it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible. Huh. Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back up to Hazakura Temple and I used the Shishi Shito to alter the way the wound looked. Okay, so this... The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later. Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge. That's the part in the question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Yes, there we go. About the tracks. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from the ride? Yes, I think they are. But I only see one set of tracks here. I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple. I see. The snow was still falling, huh? Then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there's still such fresh-looking tracks. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? Let me take a look. So the snow happened from 7 to 10:50 p.m. The death happened 10 to 11 p.m. It does match up well. Tracks in the snow. We see footprints and they're covered by the tracks. That doesn't make sense, doesn't it? It should be that the footprints should be over the tracks, but not under. How can that be? Also, why is there no tracks coming from the snowmobile? I'm like looking at this, it's like, why is there no tracks coming from the snowmobile? It is very important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But, does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her testimony to be added to the record. Huh. This should be fun. What is this? Is your 15th cup? Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we? Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I could think of. Let's see. Okay, so this part I would have to press to. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you? Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst. The jet ski was the murder all along. I thought it was the vacuum. Wait, what? What do you mean the vacuum? Probably. More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one who murdered Miss Donham. I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me. It's my fault that the case got so confusing. No, it was Pearl. Pearl made it so confusing, but she's not the killer. I don't think... Or... No, wait. Pearl did try to turn into Dahlia. She was unsuccessful. She said she thought she lost her powers, but it's because someone else summoned Dahlia, and it had to be Bikini. Okay, Bikini for the win. She is the killer. No, guys, it would be Freezer all the time. It's Freezer. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Alright, let me see if I could press something else here. I'm gonna fast forward through this. Ask about the snowmobile. Let me hear more about the snowmobile ride. Well, it was very cold that night. So I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge. I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony. Oh, snap. Excuse me? Got it. What are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of training to you, she says she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's recall her comments on the subject. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. Hi, Kuro! How are you? The snowmobile was in the front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Order! Order! Mr. Goddard! Why are you pointing out the contradictions in the witness's testimony? Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay? Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yeah, she didn't see it. You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right. Huh. Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, you better be careful in your testimony, is all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that. Yes, sir. What was that all about? Why would Goddard want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile, all the way to Hazakura Temple courtyard? Yes, I thought that way. Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought anyway. But then I used the Shishi Shito to alter the way the wound looked. The snow had already stopped. So it would be pressing this, right? Not too bad. Tried Sekiro out today. Quite fun. What is Sekiro? I recognize that name. I think it's a fighting game. It's a very popular fighting game, right? Okay, I guess I only heard of it, but I never seen any gameplay from this. Actually, I think I have a friend who was really obsessed with this game. I remember he was playing mods on it, and the one mod that he had for playing Sekiro is that he made his protagonist Raiden from Metal Gear Rising, and then he also had another mod that turned his character into 2B from Nier Automata. It's a ninja game from Soft. It's super hard. It's a rhythm game? Really? I was thinking it was gonna be more like Dark Souls or something. It's a literal my way or get shoved kind of game. Play as a ninja or lose and hard. Like, I can see why it's hard. It's just the high initial learning curve. Wait. What game is this? Like, I'm like thinking, I'm hearing a whole bunch of different things about this game, and I was like, my whole perception of it is different than I thought it was. No, I know you're talking about Sekiro, but I didn't know it was a rhythm game. It's a Dark Souls. Okay, it was a Dark Souls type of game. Yeah, because I was thinking it was, because when I was watching my friend play it, because at first I was thinking, I don't recognize this, and I was like, oh, now I know what this is, because the version I saw, that my friend was using mods to alter how his character looked. Funny enough, that's the reason why I picked it up. Wait, it is a rhythm game? It has a rhythm type of combat. That's interesting. That's why it's so hard. Well, people say it's a rhythm game as a meme because you have to do precise inputs really fast. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I can see how it's fun to do rhythm combat. Yeah. It sounds very satisfying. There's been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true? Yes, I am. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right. I'm certain of it. I think I trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? But what's going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it'll mean that there's a bigger hole in her story than the movie The Grid Revelations. Ha! Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you would like to share your theory with us. Hello, Mooiest of the Mooies! How is your day treating you? It's been good! It's been very, very good. How are you, Hikari? I really wanted to show previews of the artwork for the music video that is being done right now, but I think that would be giving away too much because I already showed the preview of the song. So I'm like, I can't show previews of this stuff yet. As much as I would love to. But like, I have been working hard on it. Mostly just in the arting phase at the moment. The mixing is still happening on it as well. But I just have the work in progress. But also on the side, I've been doing some rigging for clients. Almost done with some panel commissions for one client, and I'm gonna be going through head rigging for another. So yeah, Mui wants to spoil us, but she has to hold back. Yeah, I have to keep surprises. I have to keep surprises. Hi Hikari, we already solved the case. The murder was the fridge all this time. It was Freezer himself. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather, at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I could think of. Yeah, there's a lot of holes, but we're trying to figure out how. Darn it, Freezer, what was your color this time? I read it as cooler. What was your cooler this time? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Thank you for the bless yous. Well, his brother is cooler. Yeah, he's the cooler brother. The only thing Larry murders is everyone's patience. We love Larry for that. If something smells, it's the butts. Remove the body from the temple myself. Dragged it to me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used a snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and used the Shishichicho the way to alter the wound. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. There has to be a picture here. Yeah, there's footprints here, but as you can see, there's like footprints that is going to the direction of the ladder. It's not going in the direction away from the temple, but I don't think that's what they're looking for, right? I think what they want me to show is that the tracks for the snowmobile is covering footprints, but Bikini says that she saw the snowmobile still covered in snow when she got there, but for some reason it's used and it went over the tracks. So that does not make any sense, right? So it would have to be this picture of this, right? The tracks photo, because you can see it's going over the feet. So my guess is this snowmobile was used recently. It was not used on the day of the crime. So I'm going to save real quick. And if I'm wrong, I'm just gonna look at the guide. No Elpers. The only thing... Oh wait. Oops. Alright, let's take a look at this. It has to be this, right? I'm wrong. I'm wrong! Alright. Okay, me here, Shirley, it's Maya. No! She did not do it! Alright, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna look. Present Elise's autopsy report on the fourth statement. Okay, that's not it. Present the fifth statement, ask about the tracks. Ira was to say that it was left in the temple while it was still snowing. She went back. Present the weather data on the fourth statement. Alright, let me see where... Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. I dragged it behind me all the way. That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna save real quick, because that doesn't seem like a right place to... I'm gonna take a gamble. Okay, there it is. This is by the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Okay, this is not the fourth statement. That's a little bit odd that they said you put it on the fourth statement, but that was the last statement. So we want the weather data here. Wait, what? Oh, it's wrong? Okay, maybe I misunderstood. Oops. Not safe. Load. The murderer is the judge. No, you guys are terrible lawyers. No, I had to confess that I am the murderer. What? Alright, let me... 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. This? Here? Oh, it is actually that statement. What? That doesn't make sense. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data. Oh, I know why. Because the time the weather stopped, the bridge was on fire. Lightning, 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Yeah, it struck at 10:45 p.m. And the snow was like 7 to 10:50. So during that time, the bridge was falling down, so it was impossible to drag somebody across the bridge. I see. This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Well, why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge. It was on fire? You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? Is it because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down. What? But it can't. It can't be. Oh, but it is. It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No! Order, order, order! Yes, I'm a murderer of my sleep schedule. No, you gotta fix that! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed that bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself? The one person here is that it's truly contemptible is you. Old man! What? Me? How dare you! Whenever this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? Is he really that desperate? The important thing now is to figure out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not. There are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donem was discovered in the Hazakura temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini. Witness Iris desecrating Elise Donem's body. He makes a good point, on both accounts. That's right. I'm not lying. What are you claiming this time? I can relive, fix it, but I know myself. I just re-murder it. No! I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory's still somewhat hazy. You have stood at the witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night was hazy? So was she the one who summoned her sister? It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Wright, maybe you could explain this for the court. But what is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burned down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick? Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. But unless I could somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Alright then, witness, let us hear your testimony once more. About what, Your Honor? You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation to that in your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Will this be her final testimony? Moving the body. I don't know why she's trying so hard at this. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I might have just gotten confused, I guess? Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there was a way to cross the burning bridge? So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is the photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken in the morning after the incident. Yeah, it was totally destroyed. It was certainly burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across the bridge in this condition. Dusky Bridge photo added to the court record. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony. It's going to be deemed as the truth, and Maya will be accused of murder. Try it. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err, and only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. All right, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. Oh boy. Please. Moving the body. Other than walking over the bridge, there was no other way to move the body. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place, I could have crossed the bridge naturally. But I think it's just as Mr. Goddard said. The body did make it across somehow. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure that the snow had already stopped. I'm terribly sorry, I was wrong. Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? This is no joke. You're giving a sworn testimony in the court of law. Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today? Huh? Well, naturally it was, You see? It's not that easy to remember, is it? But if it had been some sort of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation. Yeah, but it was the day of a murder. Yeah, exactly! No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body was somehow crossed the bridge while it was on the fire. Well, I do have proof. Or are you saying there was a way to cross the burning bridge? I remember seeing something. Where is it? There was this, but I remember seeing something else. There was a way. The horrible sketch of what he saw on the night of the crime. Would it have to be Larry's sketch? Man. I know that there was some sort of hook or something that was used. That looked like a rope was tied in between them and stuff. And then they went across that way. And that's why it looked like someone was flying here. But let me save first. Save scumming! Again, no help. Oh, no, not that. I want to try this. It was right! This has been pretty easy. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What? When in doubt, brute force till you get the answer. Yeah! Unless I really can't figure it out, then I use the guide. What? Huh. You're saying it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Yeah, preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. Gotta keep the attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Donham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice. Lawrence Donham. Brilliant? Highly gifted? Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony? That night that he was in the Mountain Shack Heavenly Hall, and when he witnessed the event. Surely the attorney badge is the answer this time. I think you all seen this sketch before. The exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? Are you using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Ha! Well, Wright, it looks like there's nowhere to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with the sketch? Upside down? Why did God say that? So is that sketch upside down? It was upside down! Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly in the sketch is trying to show? That's a suspension on the bottom of the bridge. And then the person that looks like they're like flying over is actually being strung under, so the hair weight is actually falling to the ground. Yeah! Oh my gosh. I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Oh my gosh, you heard that. You heard me take a bite. Alright, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. This sketch is drawn by Lawrence Stoneham is exactly what happened. Of course, the victim was flying through the air. You could see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the victim threw through the air? Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the inner temple yet. I wish they had. I thought I was right on this. Even though you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. There must be some way. I just know it. There was some way to use Larry's sketch to show what the truth of what happened. Alright then, the witness will now return to her testimony. Yes, Your Honor. No, wait! Did I really miss out on that? It's a complete... Oh... Oh, I actually got no penalty for that because it was a hilarious moment. So that was an Easter egg. Alright, so I want to go back to... There was a way to cross the bridge, yes. Let me present this again. The victim didn't fly, it was... Yeah, I know, it was swinging under the bridge. But I wasn't sure how to say that. So it was a complete contradiction, not exactly what we saw. Complete contradiction. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. Because I feel like there might have been a string that was under her clothes. Like going right through her shirt and to her skirt and stuff. And she was just drawn through by a wire and brought over to the other side. So they basically like pushed it and stuff and brought it over. That's how I think they did it. And it looks like she's flying, but she was actually, that was like her hair on the ground. If you see the bridge photo, it's obvious what was used. Yeah, it was the... I did remember seeing it when I was like going through investigations, that there was an area next to the bridge that looked like it was untied, that used to have the suspensions on them, and it was removed. Honestly, sometimes it's more of finding the right answer for the right statement. Yeah. So even though I know what happened, I just have to find out what is going to lead me to the right answer. What I'm trying to convey. But it's like kind of hard. Yeah. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Lawrence Stoneham stated it over and over. That this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then this sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Huh. This is getting interesting. Looks like you're getting back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Wright. What exactly contradicts reality as we know it? It would be the suspensions! These things! The wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us reality it's supposed to conflict with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. Do we have a picture of the bridge? It's this bridge, right? Yeah, there it is. So it would be this, right? That's the photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes, now compare the sketch to the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, Jumping Jephosaphat! The wires are below the guard wires. What? Order, order, order! The sketch is somewhat different from what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't that likely that the artist just saw it wrong? Or perhaps he just drew it wrong? Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Lawrence, I admit that a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was that reason? All the poor coffee that he was just spit. Yeah, he just spit up a whole cup of coffee. What a waste. Now you have to make it up with another cup. Sorry, I was trying to reconnect my phone. Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Lawrence was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited, and finally he lay down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now, ponder what sort of position Lawrence must have been in at the time. I love that he's calling him Lawrence instead of Larry. He was lying on his back, which he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. No way. Lawrence Stoneham witnessed the event that he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene what he saw was actually upside down. So then, the sketch should actually... I think you get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Lawrence Stoneham's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Oh, that's even worse. Washes, ridiculous. Imagine if they kept the original design and drinking alcohol though. Wait, he was drinking alcohol? Wait, he was actually drinking alcohol in the original version? You know what? I can see it. That makes more sense for him. Wait, let me see. Phoenix, right. Got it. Let me see. No, he never had a cup of he always had a cup of coffee. He never had alcohol. Unless it was an early design, like a beta design for him, that he probably had alcohol, but like I'm looking at the Japanese version and he still had a cup of coffee. Of all the things, it was an early design. Ah, that makes sense. Of all the things to say, a pendulum. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There's no way to get across it. I do know that there are later Ace Attorney games where there would be a guy that would actually drink alcohol. He had a wine glass and he would like twirl it in his hand and then drink from it. So I don't think they would purposely censor it for the American audience or the English speaking audience. I think they just did this for humor. Because coffee is less negative influence of children. I mean, kids should still not be drinking coffee. Van Zykes, the great Ace Attorney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Van Zykes, that's him. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Nah, he never actually drinks. Oh, he never did? Oh my gosh, the whole time I thought he did. He has a lot of wine, though. Yeah. I remember him breaking his wine glass very often. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There's no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. There was one in the British Ace Attorney. Yeah, that one, the Ace Attorney Chronicles. No, he does sip from the chalice a few times. Yeah, I thought he did. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. The wine bottle exists to be thrown to the crowd, and the chalice was to be broken. Yeah, I remember him breaking his chalice in his hand and also breaking, I think, a wine bottle. Like, he would throw it behind him, and then, like, the chalice in his hand, I believe? Or does he just, like, throw it? I think he might throw the chalice. I'm not sure. It's been too long. It's probably been 2-3 years since I saw Ace Attorney Chronicles. I never played the game for myself, but I definitely watched someone else play it. So, yeah. If I remember correctly, throws the bottle at the crowd, and then the chalice is broken when he starts losing. Yeah, when I saw him break the chalice in his hand, I was like, oh my gosh, the shards of glass in his hand. His hands must be made of steel. Or maybe that glass is made out of sugar. And a pendulum, that was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about to be far from the inner temple from the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead. Oh, but we do have it. The lightning strike that night could have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared a rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get a rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying it just is a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope to create the pendulum? We have a picture right here. You see that? We got our pendulum right there. And the meaning of this is, if you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Wow! This is one of the wires from the bridge. when the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire. One of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. Or really good gloves. Oh, true! I didn't remember if he wore gloves or not. Van Zyke's leg slam was originally meant for Really? Oh, snap! Van Zyke's is pretty attractive, though. I was like, oh my gosh, I could go against this prosecutor all day. The criminal didn't have any time to waste. So that's why they tied the wire around Elise Donem's body. Oh my gosh. How did it unfling itself like that? Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Huh. Glug 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 glug. Oh my gosh. He's gonna drink himself to death. Mr. Got It. Oh my gosh. Seems like Mr. Got It is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Seems like the odds of the rope being readily available are very high. So I suppose it's not an impossibility after all. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. He got some post-coffee clarity right now. Funnily, he might. Actual truth, you can die of caffeine overdose. I know you can die of caffeine overdose. Someone I know went through caffeine overdose before, so yeah, it's a real thing. Okay, I will hydrate and stretch. Right, and stretch. Heck, you can even die of drinking too much water. Yes, I have heard of people who went through that. Yeah, like, what coffee does to you if you drink too much of it is that you burn a hole in your stomach and you're not able to hold food in there anymore. Like, your stomach actually just loses a wall because coffee is super strong. And also, yeah, it does, is it me or is stream popping a bit? Is it popping? Is it popping for you guys? It does a lot of things? Please tell me. Is it pop? Oh my gosh. I don't know how to fix the popping issue. Is it the game? Alright, tell me. Is it my mic? Not having issues here? Game audio? It's a game audio. I can't do anything about the game audio. It's probably just how the game sounds. Let me check with Twitch real quick, okay guys? I'm gonna be looking at Twitch. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be hearing it double. I can't hear it. Oh my gosh. I can't hear it. I accidentally crossed out my guy. No! Hearing double. Alright, let me get my guide back. Check CPU usage. I'm not seeing any lag on my computer. Let me see. Task manager. Yeah, the CPU usage is very low. It's at 35%. So my memory is pretty low too. So yeah, 28%, 59% for memory. And yeah, I think my computer's running fine. I'm not hearing any popping. I'm not even hearing popping from the Twitch stream. No, great job, Capcom. No, maybe it's just like how the song sounds, because I know like in certain earphones, you could hear the popping very aggressively. Yeah, it's probably the earphones. Possible or impossible? That's the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove that what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? Eh... Um... Found on the outcropping near Petoskey Bridge has blood on it, came from the victim's staff. It's probably this, right? Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. Oh, I'm right. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. It's not consistent at all. I never heard popping when I played this on Xbox. Really? Now, it's popping mostly because the port is slightly subpar. Oh. I can't really hear the popping on my end. Maybe save and quit and relaunch game. Okay. Let me see. Because I'm not hearing popping on my end. Alright guys, I will be right back. I don't remember issue when I was playing the game on stream. You guys have heard this this song several times on stream, so... Alright, let's continue. I have reloaded several times, so there was some audio issues. Alright, how is it now? Does it sound better? Wait. Oh, it's muted! Oh my gosh, this whole time it was muted! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. At least my mic wasn't muted. It was just the game that was muted. Does it sound better now? It's the true GBA Ace Attorney experience. Does it sound... It sounds good? Okay, no pops. Nice. Looking at the map, we could see that it's the one on the front of the inner temple. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank and approximately at this point. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy report. It says that here that the body fell from 10 feet after her death. Yeah, it did. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, that's the bloodstained amethyst crystal. The one that came off of Miss Elise Donham's staff. And even more important is the place where the crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already marked on the overhead map. The crystal was found... Precisely, Your Honor. The very spot where the pendulum would have arrived if given the right amount of speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have proved us with a way that the body could have moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright! I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Goddard? That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Wright. But you forgot one thing. Oh, and what would that be? The aroma. Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is the deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffeeanese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body on the other side of as you said. Love the music in the game, yeah! Then naturally there must have been some accomplice lying there to wait and catch it. An accomplice? That's Iris. Iris is the accomplice. The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So, who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Wright? Mr. Goddard is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakar Temple without an accomplice. Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person? Is it Iris or is it Bikini? Honestly, the only person I could think of is Bikini, but who would have swung the pendulum? Who would have swung Misty Faye over? Because wasn't Bikini on our side and said that she saw in the heavenly... Who was the person that received the body in Hazakura Temple side? Then who was the person who swung the pendulum first? That's the real question. That's the real killer. No help? Ay, ay, ay. Her bad back really bothers her. Discover the murderer. She wasn't aware of this, so the only person it could be is Bikini, right? Surely it's Phoenix. No! It has to be Bikini. Honestly. It has to be her. Well, Mr. Goddard, I'm sure you have something... I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. That aroma just now? It smelled of sulfur. Perhaps your chances of winning it rotted away. Yeah, I was wrong. So then it would be Iris, right? Can't get my facts mixed up like this. After the accomplice received the body, they carried it to Hazakura Temple, and then they altered it using the Shito. There's only one person it could be. Mr. Wright, please don't stare at me like that. It's creepy. No, it was the microwave? Alright, it was Iris, right? Or was it Dahlia? Is it her? Okay, never mind. Alright, who would it be? It would be... I didn't want to say Iris, but is it? It is. No! I didn't want it to be her! No! I didn't want it to be her. I was trying to avoid it. The reason why I thought maybe Dahlia is because someone tried to take control of Dahlia's body. But it wasn't her. It could only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? But I don't see why you'd be so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one who could have managed it. You're doing this to your own defendant. Trite, are you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie... You're suddenly on her side now? Are you supposed to be against her? Or was it Goddard in the end? No, I'm still saying it was the blender. Not surely it was Larry this time. Why are you guys like blaming characters that are not going to be, of course, the killer? Was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after her mother-daughter bloodbath. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Goddard? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in 2 different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it that you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by the eyewitness. I have established how the body was moved during the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that it's occurred. Something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I don't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have made it pass along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about the whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. What? What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright? What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple? Are you serious, Wright? You mean that this woman is... Oh, is she Dahlia right now? She is her twin? Could she be? There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is, my gosh! You took Dahlia? You were the one who summoned her? Dun dun dun! I never thought I would have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless. It's just your imagination, Gramps. The file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just wanted to say, it's an honor for me to be in your noble presence. The honor is all mine! No, the honor is all mine! But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. Surprisingly docile there got it. It says her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. What? Order, order, order! Wait just a minute. How can you? My sister. She's already dead. What kind of? You of all people should already understand, after all, the blood of the master of the Karain channeling technique flows within that body. The Karain channeling technique? Now where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by somebody. on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was. Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan that, from the very beginning, it was all written here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And I'm part of the plan called Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. Two of them? Even though the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw in the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you even know what you're saying, Wright? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found the plans to talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand stands as the real Iris. What? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that body was moved by a pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. You with me so far? Yes? After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. They then found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose? I cannot deny any of that. Phew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced. But something still feels off. Way off. I'm not convinced that Iris here is the same one from the other night. Ha! I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switch places. Switch places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we cannot continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time that she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, there has been some chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Let me take a look. There was one. What? There was? Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself. Yesterday for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give the murder suspect time to move around freely like that? I'm sorry, I know you don't mean to, but it wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris a chance to move freely around was Edgeworth. He was afraid of... Where is he? Excuse me. This is Mr. Edgeworth, is it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Earthquake? Oh my goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might... How could I have... She fled. She escaped. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. I'm trying to think. How did... If Iris and Dahlia were separate, like, it was not summoned by Iris, how did Iris... Like, was Iris trapped across the bridge? I don't know. We're just gonna have to figure it out. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of a spirit channeling. Be quiet. Oh, it is Dahlia! It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. That voice. I guess I have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current profession, permanently retired. Huh. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh? Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's literally nothing you could do to punish me. Wow, her face here. What is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we would meet again. And I never thought we would meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. There it is. To be continued. I will see if I can continue further. Push through, push through! Alright, here we go. February 10th, 1:06 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 7. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness? Yes. How may I help you, Mr. Judge? Well, it seems as though we're to learn the truth. We need to hear your testimony. I have no problem with that. But will you see what I have? Sometimes the truth is better left unknown. In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. The plan. The whole plan began with my death. The stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. Before it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea for me to kill Maya and then have to blame the pin on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway. So that means you really are. Wait a minute. Did you just say that the plan was to kill Maya Fay? Yes. You have a problem with that? Don't give me that nonsense. Watch yourself, Wright. If you got a problem, solve it through the cross-examination. That's one of my rules. Mr. Goddard is correct. By the way, that's one of my rules as well. To kill Maya? Could it be true? plan. The whole plan began with my death. You were executed last month, correct? Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. They still hang people? How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year. She was transferred with some detention centers. I would think if they were to execute people nowadays, they would usually give an injection to make them go to sleep forever. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her. I see. So that's how you discussed the plan? Huh. Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her own daughter. They did in Japan at the time of the original release. Oh, they did? They were still hanging people during that time? It depends on the state. Still do hang. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Fay the master of Karain. She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she planned on working on this plan. A plan, huh? A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct? Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us. You and your twin sister Iris? That's correct. Unfortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with her father. Abandoned? The only person I ever cared for in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at the old temple. You mean Iris? Yes, my father remarried a woman who's also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father was absolutely no interest in children in general. How horrible. The real horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of being her bloodline become the main family. But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. Oh wait. Maya would have to die? But why? For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. Hi, Keira! How are you? The current descendants of the current master had to be taken care of. But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that.
It's emotional.
This is Phoenix right now. She adores Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all. That's ridiculous. I'm probably gonna have to go pee soon. She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. That life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fay as well. How could anyone do that? The idea for me was to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. You? You were going to kill Maya? Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions to the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. Was she successful? In any case, I'm already dead and there's nothing that you could do to me. Ugh. So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin, or Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. She and I look absolutely identical. No one would tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris who had done it. And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini. I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway. But why would you pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she? Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her. Backstabber? You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway, the plan went wrong, but it seemed to have succeeded anyway. You think the plan was a success? You heard me. Just as the woman had hoped, Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of Master will be passed on to Pearl Fey. That's absurd! Maya's she's just trapped inside the sacred cavern. Really? You're foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivety and your pathetic faith in other people. I just want to know one thing. What do you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan? I told you already, didn't I? It's a stupid plan. It had no point, no value, other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, how did you help carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand it, but being that kind and gentle soul that you are, you might not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that. So tell me, why? Tell me! Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason why I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction. What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? Do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was? I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I was holding it. I thought I could hold it a little bit longer, but no, I can't. All right, I'll be right back. Sorry for the BRB. BRB. I see you there. You said picking flowers time? Oh my gosh. Yes, I picked a lot of pretty flowers. Alright, let me... Luckily I have some extra water here. I am refreshed and ready to go. Do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was? Obviously, it's because you were trying to help Morgan Fey. The pee break was perfectly timed, was peeing and getting a new drink and some snacks. Nice! Oh my gosh, we went to pee break at the same time. Let's go, synchronized pee! Whoosh! I can't believe I said that. Helping? Don't make me laugh. From the day I was born, from the day I died, I never helped anyone. I lived for myself, and in the end, I died for myself. I thought it was obvious. So she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan for her plan so she could accomplish her own goal. All I wanted to do was kill Maya Fey. And that was the only way I could think to get my revenge. Revenge? It looks like I have no choice but to present that piece of evidence. Can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. Gotta keep a cool head. And I need to get more information out of her. The only way to understand this plan and what she was after as well. I don't know what she's after! So it was this thing in the very end? What my goal was? What was your goal? What was your goal? It can't be this, right? Is it this? No, it can't be, is it? Let me take a look. Synchronized pee whoosh! I can't believe it got clips! You're welcome! Plan went wrong. I think the kidnapping. Let me see. What was her... Press all of these statements. After pressing all statements, a new one will be added. Do you think why I would kill Maya Fey now? What was my goal was? Present Mia Fey. Oh, really? That was your goal? No! No! Okay, dang it. I should have saved before. I thought I was right. Oh, that was... Oh, I see. Oh. It was her. Could it be that your actual goal had been nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore, because I'm already dead. Well, I have the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason for it to be impossible was perhaps Mia Fey has already died. Yes. And I realized there was only one way to take revenge against the dead. How would you do that? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that was Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my very own hands. And that would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason why I helped out with the woman's plans. Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey. As they say, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you, there's not a thing you could do to me. That night. At about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on the demon-warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple. So, it was Elise Donham who channeled her after all. Elise Donham was the one who channeled her? Why? Then she was out to kill Maya, wasn't she? So what Iris said was probably true? That's a ridiculous head nut. Never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back. What did you do then? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in the front of the stone lantern, and I took out a dagger that I got from the storeroom and... So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What does that mean? No clear memory. I don't know. I think I was stabbed. You were stabbed? At the last minute. Maya Fey must have had stabbed me, I'm sure of it. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just like I was passing out, I wrote Maya on behind my back. I had hoped to cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking about that until the bitter end. I can't believe this is all true! I can't believe all this stuff that was said was true! How did Iris know that? Then who swung Dahlia on the pendulum? Did she swing herself? Did she just tie a rope around her and just jumped off? Can't believe that she was thinking that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops. It stops? I don't have memory of what actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness. You were in the sacred cavern? The entrance was sealed by one of those trick locks. Somehow I've been trapped in there. But how did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was... Wait! This person, is that Maya channeling Dahlia right now? Is that Maya? Is that why we... And she probably locked Iris on the other side of the locks? It could be. I don't know. I don't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. For a ghost, you're one tough cookie. Well, I wanted to get out of there to make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. The trick lock stopped you, huh? I didn't know how to remove it. So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern? Yes. I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. Do you think Maya was the one who added the lock there? She locked herself in that cavern, summoned Dahlia, so that Dahlia couldn't be channeled and kill anybody else. But Iris saw Dahlia and freed her. But then what happened to Iris? Maya is not in prison! I think Maya's channeling Dahlia right now. This is not Iris. No, wait, that wouldn't make sense either. Because if it was actually Dahlia inside of Maya, we would see Maya's hairstyle with Dahlia's face. But this is Iris's hair with Dahlia's face. So yeah, this has to be Iris then. I thought I was cooking something, but I think I'm wrong. I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it. Interrupted? It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall. What? Who? Could it have been Maya? I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see. Why not? If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well in the back of the sacred cavern. That morning, only 2 people have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Yeah, it was Pearls! Pearls went over there to cover the hanging scroll with gravy. Still, I finally managed to remove the lock. But I was too late because 4 more were set in their place, right? What do you mean by that? The flies have already started to gather. Oh, this. The bridge has been fixed and the police have started their investigation, correct? Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cabin and put the lock back on myself. I realized I couldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I hoped. Dahlia is a menace. She is! She's making this so tricky! But just then, Lady Luck showed up. Lady Luck? After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself. I think this game did such a good job building up Dahlia to be the big villain. They did such a good job. We didn't have that much time to know Dahlia. We had this one game. She did not appear in the first 2 games. She was only in this 3rd game. And they built her up so well that it felt so natural. Like, they kept her relevant and stuff. And building up her character of her importance and stuff. And it felt like I knew her across all 3 games, but it was just this one game. I think this game is amazing. After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself. The real Iris? Oh! She said she'll come back to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. So it was Maya who channeled Dahlia. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I had finally learned exactly what had happened. And it was then that I learned that the plan has actually succeeded. Is Dahlia a yandere or a psychopathic? She's probably Both? Actually, no, she might be just psychopathic. I don't think she's yandere. She does not love anybody. She only loves herself. The only person she loves is herself. And she's only doing this to get revenge against Mia for humiliating her. It has nothing to do with like wanting Pearls to be on top or doing it for her mother. She just did it for herself and she thought, well, our plan aligns, this works out. Dahlia said that after Misty channeled her, she pinned her hair up. Oh, you're right. Yeah, she did do her hair. Yeah. So she tried to style her hair to look just like Iris. What do you mean your plan has succeeded? I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one who summoned me, I assumed it was Pearl Fay. Well, of course you would assume that. It was written in the instructions. But I was wrong. The person who actually called my spirit back was Misty Fay, the picture book author. What? I think it's because Pearl left the note in Misty Fay's room because Misty Fay and Pearl were hanging out with each other a lot. Well, that's the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Oh, so the goal... Wait, did she want Pearl dead? Maya Fay. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human could commit. What is it, Blake? Why LeBlanc? And that is matricide, the sin of killing her own mother. No way! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this? It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fay, but even so, the murderer who actually stuffed out Misty Fay's life was none other than your darling little Maya. Wanted to see if I could recreate the murder scene. Don't do it! Don't do it! If it's just hammering me, that is totally fine. Let's... Ridiculous. That's nonsense. Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, aren't there? What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence? The fact that Maya Fay has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? What? The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there could only be one place where she could be. Where? Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of Eagle River. Where else? Eagle River? Maya Fay killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself in Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now? Feeny? Oh, it's silent. Oh, a phone? I'm going to sleep thinking about Maya and Dahlia both getting sent to prison. Hopefully they will be having prison. Oh my gosh. Oops. Sorry, that's my phone. Good night, Blank. What kind of ringtone is that? Got it here. Okay, thanks. Was it something important? His theme? They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern. That's great! What about Maya? There was a woman in the cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was Iris, isn't it? It's Iris. It's Iris! It was the accused. Sister Iris. I was right! So the person in front of us is Maya. Huh? Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that. So, what about Maya? Where is she? There was no one else found inside the sacred cavern. Iris! It's Iris! No, it can't be. I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No. No! No way! It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end. Sadly, it appears that the killer of Elise Donham was also known as Misty Fey. Was her own daughter, Maya Fey. Overcome with guilt for what she has done, Maya Fey jumped to her death into the raging waters of Eagle River. It can't be. Ha! Trite. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth, no matter what improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Got It? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge. That's right. That's where she jumped from. But that's impossible, because didn't Phoenix go into the river too, but he was recovered? It's impossible to jump into that river from there. What? Don't you get your panties all twisted up, Trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So, it's impossible? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River? Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims that Miss Fey threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim? This thing! Yeah, there's a landmass here. Be this, right? It's impossible to jump into Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows better than this witness. What did you say? 11 years ago, you jumped in the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff of the inner temple side is a big rock shelf. Oh, you're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from here. In other words, if she had jumped, she should have been able to see her body in this photo. So you finally figured it out. No! Order! You're just playing with me. Maya Fey's body is the bottom of Eagle River. There's nowhere else to possibly be hiding. Ms. Hawthorne, have you ever heard of this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern, and now we know she didn't throw herself into Eagle River. Correct. That eliminates all the likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? What is this one possibility you're talking about? That's obviously a bluff. So where is her dead body then? Finally, I think the pieces are finally falling into place. Normally, the living have no way to punish the dead. Let me save real quick. Because my health is going down really low and we still have another trial to go through. But I think there's one way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Maya Fey is in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. But what? Maya Fey is here? She's here in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne. I seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing, you see. So what? But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? Why is that? That's obvious! It's Pearl Fey, that pathetic little sniveling runt. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it. I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? It could happen if someone else was channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you than about now, am I correct? It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There's someone else who called you before she could, and it was Maya Fey. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fey is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already! I can't stand the tension. Well, I did not think 13 cups of coffee would ever pay off. What a surprising thing to know before heading off. Yeah! Dahlia Hawthorne. The person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey. What? But how could that be? Remember what the witness Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal. She said her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her... Huh. Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be? It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor. Well, I don't. What are you going all about? The judge cannot be a drama fan. Cannot take the tension. Yeah. What I'm going on is the reason Maya channeled you. There's only one reason. To protect herself from you. To protect herself? From me? All she could do was just jump from the bridge to Eagle River and she would kill Maya. That's all she needed to do. But she was not aware that the body she was possessing was Maya. Got a hair. Blech. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off and there was nowhere to run. So then the problem became where would be the safest place to hide? You mean that's when she channeled me? All this time, you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you. No, don't say that! Oh my gosh, her face. You're saying that I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool? For that little whelp? Maya Fey killed herself. Isn't that obvious? Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into Eagle River. This was the only avenue to escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple. I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that would have never been out in the real... who's never been out in the real world. She could never come up with a plan like that. Who could ever give her such a brilliant idea? Hello, board. How are you? Send her to jail. We are going to send her to jail. Well, actually, we can't because she's accompanying Maya's body and she's just a ghost. Well, me, of course. Oh! Mia! Mia Fey. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Execute her! She's already been executed! So it's true. It was you. God, I get to reunite with Mia! Oh my goodness! Yes. You're something else. But what? What are you doing here? So many dead faces are meeting each other for the first time. This is crazy. Double death. Yeah, God is meeting two dead people. Yes, Mia is busting out of Pearl's dress right now. But what? What are you doing here? That hair. It's Pearl's, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back in the night one more time. I mean, props to Pearl, but good God! I'm so used to seeing it now. You just cornered Maya into the inner temple garden. And then, in the final moments in her fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey! Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. She did? Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed. When she woke up, she was in the training hall. Oh, was it Pearls who dragged Maya back? That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. Mia? Mia got channeled? She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought and what she should do. She did that? I can't believe it! Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing's perfectly clear. And that is? I knew you couldn't have been allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down two things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself into the sacred cavern until help arrived. So it was Maya who put the lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those two things? If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey. But Pearls? Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother's Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it is. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like this is the intent all along, but who killed Misty Fey? That's the real question. Dahlia doesn't remember. Maya seems to have lost consciousness too. So who killed her? How dare you! I won't forget this. Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, would you say? Well, what do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. The fake kidnapping. Your very first crime. You got your hands on $2 million diamond, but... After Terry Falls escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Shut your mouth! That wasn't my fault! It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner, that weakling of a policewoman. And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... You wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny. You! Wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face. And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Ugh. Ugh. Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Mia Fey! You spinster. I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. And if only I hadn't gotten the spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. True. I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. But what? What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. I remember that you said something earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Good going, yeah! Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who could never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that, no hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be. Oh my, how could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. I'm just in time. Hi, Opal! Yes, the final trial! The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. Ah! Ah! What the heck is happening? Oh my gosh! Oh, this is final JRPG boss right here. I'm not ready. Not ready to go. Whoa, what the heck? Oh my gosh! That was creepy. What the heck is happening? Is she gonna have a physical form herself, or is she just disappearing? Maya! Her hair is down. Nick. Sis. Oh, she collapsed. Said Maya's jumping. No! Oh my gosh, I had a special spray for her collapsed. Magatama says, get wrecked, nerd. She too. The hairstyle. I mean, how long has she been channeling? She's been channeling for probably like 2 days straight. Now then, I assume you are the real Iris. Oh, there's a real Iris. If Maya was in jail, none of this would have happened. No! 1 week to, no, 2 days. Sorry, 2 days. 2 days. February 7th night to February 10th. Oh, 3 days. 3 days. Still, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a long time. Usually she only channels for a couple hours. She is never channeled for days. I assume that you're the real Iris. 2 days? No, the number 2. Yes, I was rescued from the secret cavern. I must say that you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Goddard, what happened to Dolly Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to hell like where she came from. Well, they could see that spirit, huh? Seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim this time. Maya Faye as well as the young Pearl Faye. There was also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. I wonder what actual law would say of this nonsense. I would think if it was actually the real law, they would arrest the person channeling them. But the thing is, how did Misty Faye kill herself? If Maya channeled Dahlia, but they both passed out at the same time, who killed Misty? That's the real question. We now got the mystery of who is right now holding Dahlia's spirit. But this mystery is still here of how did Misty die? I killed her. Oh my gosh, Ford! How could you? I don't want to send you to prison! I think with actual law, Phoenix would have lost his badge at the defense. He would like to cross-examine the witness parent. Oh no. Yeah, if it was a real law, it probably would have been Maya that would have been arrested, but they probably would have also deemed it as suicide for Misty Faye. Because in that way, it would have been killing herself, wouldn't it? I don't know. I don't know who killed Misty Faye. Or, another thing I could think of is, what is it? I'm trying to think. So, what if she wasn't stabbed at that moment in front of the lantern? What if Misty Faye actually went across the bridge? Maybe? Maybe she got across herself. I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how did she die? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm not gonna delay it. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of the Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. No, we don't know who killed her! It would be the best for everyone if no other further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Your Honor. Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem with the concept now. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the crane channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of the occult? I've seen quite a few things in my many years at the bench. In all that time, I've finally learned this one thing. Each case is different, and it takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand the world, We first need to immerse ourselves into it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. I never thought of it that way. I can't believe I have a meeting coming up. I'm gonna miss you. React to my favorite part of the entire franchise. Oh no! I hope you have a good day, Opal. Maybe you'll be able to see the VOD, or I might just end before 4:3. I don't know. I'm gonna see how far I could go before I get tired. That's what I'm gonna be doing right now. At any rate, it's time to pass judgment to the case of Iris at Hazakura Temple.
Objection.
Oh, got it. There isn't much left. I hope you enjoy. Really? There's not that much left? I'm almost at the end? You're a little too fast with the gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Goddett? This trial is not over yet. That's what he means. Alright, let me save real quick. What? Trite. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony? What? Dahlia's testimony? I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. I took out the dagger and I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone. Yes, that's right. That person was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Was it Iris? Because Iris claimed that Maya confronted Elise Donham. It was very dark. It said that there was a dagger, which Dahlia said she had a dagger, which all of that was correct. That could only mean Iris was there and saw that happen, and she killed Elise Donham. No, that was Dahlia impersonating Iris. No. They were both in different places. Iris did not channel Dahlia. And Iris's account was exactly what happened here. Everything that Dahlia has confessed. Iris said that that's what she saw. And we thought that was fake. Because we're like, that doesn't make sense. Because the staff that Elise Donham had was able to turn into a sword. So there was no reason for her to use a dagger. But because she was channeling Dahlia wouldn't have known that staff turned into a dagger. Or like a sword and stuff. So she wouldn't have needed to bring out that dagger. And Dahlia says she got stabbed from behind, which is exactly where Elise Donham was killed. And Maya was assumed to have fainted because she says she doesn't remember what happened next. So my guess is that Iris probably stabbed Dahlia. Because she was like thinking like, oh my gosh, this person is not supposed to exist. Or something else happened, which we're gonna just keep going. I shouldn't really be delaying this. Objection, nuh-uh. Objection, nuh-uh. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Elise Donham. No, Misty Faye. Your Honor, we've totally wigged out. But who killed her? That's the question I had. We still don't know who did it. This isn't over. Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocence. No way. But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. Is it Bikini? The mystery who killed... Sorry, hiccups. The mystery who killed Misty Faye. Your Honor, you weren't even there. Oh no. Indeed. Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's all right, Madam Attorney. Very well then. Who is this final witness? Huh. Isn't it obvious? The one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in the... Is it Pearl? It would have to be Pearl, right? Or Iris? Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw... Oh wait, no! Dahlia was the one who said that she saw Maya with the dagger. So yeah, so that wasn't Iris who claimed that. That was Dahlia. So of course she knew what happened because she was there. Okay, okay. So Iris, she's not the third person, but let's see. You mean Maya? Oh yeah, Maya. You can't. She can't testify after what she's been through. You have pass. We need to find the truth. The prosecution calls Maya Fey to the witness stand. Let's go, got it! Oh, she's still dressed like Iris. Very well. But first, or unless that is Iris herself. But first we will take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Fey to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. Hey, Wright, I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer, but it's always the same with you. You always manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You've got some nerve. But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself. That's enough. The court is now in recess. Here's a real Iris. Iris. It's true. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. But I was missing all day and we didn't have a chance to talk. Hello, Lost! How are you? She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern. I do not wish to study anymore. Wait, you were studying? Iris, goodbye, Iris. And I don't channel ghosts, so god dang it. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There was something more important than that, though. I have to ask you, why did you help your sister out so much as you did? Huh? If you tried to help out at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you would have spent an entire day locked up in there. My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from our father either. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. Oh, Bikini's actually a good person! I thought she was evil! Yes, was studying the whole day. Oh my gosh. I hope you ace that test! I always loved her. I cannot see that stuff anymore. Yeah, it's good to rest your brain. Whenever you study a lot, rest it, and then after that rest, go study again. Dahlia was so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. I remember when I used to do that. I hope so too. I have 2 else I will cry. Yeah, like I think the best study technique is like study and then take a break, like a rest and stuff. Try to quiz yourself on what you try to study on. If you don't remember, those are the things you have to study more on. Take another rest, try to quiz up again. Find whatever questions you get wrong and try to study up on that more. So yeah. Yeah, I go with Pomodoro technique. Ooh, what is that? Pomodoro technique. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. Excuse me. Excuse me. That sounds really good. Hey. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you for the bless yous. Alright, I feel a lot better now. Bless you again, thank you! Oh my gosh, the sneezing. It's changing the seasons, I bet. But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up. That was the case that wounded Mia so badly. Oh my gosh, that sounds really rigorous. Bless you, thank you! Thank you for the 5-stream streak, Lost! But things don't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder. Some people, you must mean. Yes, 2 defense attorneys, Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando... Wait, what? Who was getting too close to learning the truth. Eh? Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. Dahlia put the poison and got it? Is that why he nearly survived? You. That's right. Iris. There's one more thing I have to ask you. Yes? What is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Donham, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my phone. There's a problem. Come to the inner temple right away. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple. But... oh. The path to the inner temple was cut off, right? Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So you've gotta do this exactly as I say, got it? It was me. I was the one who received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she couldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mystic Elise has always held. I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff. Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile. Has this case all wraps up nicely in the end? See how this case... yeah, it does! But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with a shito. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it to her on the ground. Wait. What? He didn't want to link it to Misty Faye. But isn't that Misty Faye's body? Right? Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. It has to be Bikini. She talks so highly of Bikini. It has to be her. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. It is Bikini. It is. I see. Victim staff updated to the court record. Defendant. Yes? The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers. She was trying to hide her true identity. Yeah. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something else I want to tell you. Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me? She loves you! This is the final push. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia! How's Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean... She learned who Elise Donham really was? Yes. I went to the medical office to talk with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure out the answer out by yourself. The real trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe, I know who it is. That night, the victim was killed in the garden in the inner temple. Yeah, and the incinerator was just used too. The criminal was not there by accident, which means that the killer knew that Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved from Hazakura Temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly, so the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. Oh, but then that wouldn't be Bikini then. Would it be Pearls? That's impossible. That's as much help as I could give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Mia. Who could it be? Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. Yeah, Bikini was on our side the entire time. Larry was on our side the entire time. And so was Iris. But the only person that was on the other side of the bridge was Pearls. And I don't want to think that Pearls was the killer. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it is, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. To be continued. Iris, and thank Iris for the moral support. Let me see how much time is left for the next trial. I'm gonna see how big the scroll bar is. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. I don't know if I could do this all in one day because of my stamina depleting a lot. So I think this will be a good place to stop. Yeah, it's a good place to stop. Yeah. I will go and raid somebody else for today. And thank you so much for coming. It was great. I enjoyed the stream. There were a lot of plot twists that came along the way. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Wednesday for more art stream. Bye-bye. Think I'll go and raid. Oh god, I don't know who to raid. Dum dum dum. Yeah, I think I'll go raid a friend of mine. I'm gonna raid Hanzo. Hopefully we could say a little hello and stuff to him. And he's playing some Ninja Gaiden 3. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming. See you. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Wait, I'm trying to see if I could copy and paste this message. Alright, guys. See you. Bye-bye.